So I want to welcome everyone one more time. Thank you for joining us tonight, and I hope you will enjoy this evening and learn more about this new developing industry. We will be talking about machine learning engineer career. I'll have an expert with us today, and also everyone who is joining. Welcome. Let us know where you're joining from. We will spend about an hour together and I'm very excited that you're going to spend this time with us tonight. And I know that for some of you, it's I think Nicole joined us from New York. It's like 9 p.m. there. For Michael, I think you're in Chicago, so it's like 8 p.m. So you're joining us later. And I want to say thank you for investing this time into yourself and to learning new skill set because, with all these technologies developing so radically, we have to be prepared to meet the challenge of learning something new. And so, my congratulations on investing this time in yourself and learning new skill set. And so, everyone who joined, let me know where you're joining from. Don't be shy, and then we'll get started. I want to know who was with us with the previous webinars we had. I know that we had. Oh, how welcome, Anna. Nice to have you with us, California. Leslie, thank you for joining us. So I want to know who was with us on previous webinars. If you was with us, let me know. Francisca, Olga, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight as well. Hawaii. Okay, great, Anna. That's wonderful. The weather in Hawaii is always nice, I heard. It's gorgeous. I'm glad. It must be very early there, right? Let me know what time it is in Hawaii right now for you, Anna. And my congratulations on joining us. I'm excited about it, and I hope you learned something new. And oh, mid-afternoon, so it's not that late. Awesome. So you're the only one probably who will be drinking coffee right now. So everybody else probably will be drinking water and tea. So I want to say welcome again. And let me just share with you a few facts about our company. No coffee from you. Okay, Anna, no coffee. All right, so I'll just share with you a little bit about our company. How did we get started? I'll share shortly, and then I will have Yash as our expert today, who is actually working in the industry. He will be one of our instructors during this course, and he'll be sharing some golden nuggets with us today about this new industry, which I'm very excited to learn together with you because we always have to have an attitude of learning if you want to be successful in this life. So, Yash, if you could share with me the next slide, and I'll just give you a few facts about our company. Originally, the name of the company was PASPA, and we launched it 2016 in California. And originally, this program was designed for those who don't even speak English, who just moved and they were just trying to find what to do, how to build career. And so we were able to launch it. And because we had so much success with our students, and by now we have over 3,500 graduates just in US and 25,000 online students from all over the world. I'm very excited about technologies allowing us to not limit ourselves with students and they can join us from all over the world. And so once we had so much success since 2016 for even those who don't speak English, we decided to launch a project and we called it Black Screen AI for those who speak English. And we already had few programs launched and they're very successful. And so I'm very excited to share with you this opportunity today and for everyone who stands till the end. We're gonna prepare a special offer for you, which we'll share in the end. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I will be checking them out, and we'll have time when we'll answer it in the end. And if you could share with me next slide, yes, I wanted to show you just a few pictures of our students. Originally we were having meetings and rented office space, but right now, we transition after COVID, everything online. And that actually allowed us to give this opportunity to more students, but I thought I would just share a few pictures with you, just to show you that there are real students who became successful, and a lot of them, they didn't even have background in IT industry, so we had stories like someone just moved, they were working as a truck driver, someone didn't have any IT background, they just had to do something, and then they were able to successfully get a skill set, and now they work online and have flexibility, which nowadays we all have to have. And on the next slide, I just want to show you a few reviews. If you want to check out our YouTube channel, you can listen few of the reviews of our students who already started our English program, and they're very successful. And after they complete our program, they work pretty much in any company you name it. And on the next slide, I just post different companies. If you can share it, Yash, with me. So there's just, you can probably work in any of these companies. We have students working in all of them because once you got the skill set, and we help you with your resume and the internship, everything is included. So when you stay till the end, you'll learn more about our offer. But I also wanted to share a few statistics with you. And on the next slide, I wanted to just give you facts which are pretty impressive about machine learning industry. And the industry is really blooming. And the global machine learning market size was valued at 843 billion in 2021. I checked the statistics for 2022. They already have it, and it's over $19 billion. And it's expected to grow by 38.8% a year, which is incredible. That should be very encouraging. And if you see that, you gotta understand that this is the time to seize the opportunity and monetize on it and get a skill set before it gets too late. And so by 2030, the market is projected to reach over $209 billion, which is incredible. So it's never been a better timing to learn the industry, get the skill set, and have a dream career, which allows you to be flexible in the times we are living. And as I mentioned earlier, I have an expert, Yash, with us today, who is not only uh, has a degree and knows statistics. He will be sharing more with you. But before I let him share, I wanted to just show you a few more statistics that 76% of companies, they prioritize AI and machine learning over other IT initiatives in 2023. 47% of digitally mature organizations have a defined AI and machine learning strategy in place, and 64% of businesses report using machine learning in some form, with the highest adoption rates in the tech, finance, and healthcare sectors. Pretty much any industry you name it, they are going to use AI technologies, and they are going to need machine learning engineers. So it is a great time to seize the opportunity. And let me allow Yash to continue. And he's an expert. And what amazes me is when we talked earlier, he shared with me some of his success stories, how he's been starting his journey and where he is right now, how he returned all his investment in his education. And I love it when you can learn from someone who is actually working in the industry, not just has a knowledge about it, but he is actually an expert and he works as machine learning engineer. So he can teach you like the latest information, because with technologists, you can't just teach the materials which are 1 year old. You have to be on time with the knowledge. And so, Yash, I'll let you take it from here. Please let's welcome him. And I hope you enjoy this presentation and stay with us till the end so we could answer your questions and let you enjoy the offer. And I see that we got more people keep joining us. So welcome everybody. You can post in the chat your questions or where you're joining us from. And I hope you'll enjoy this presentation and take some notes and learn something new. Yash, you have it from here, and I'm excited to learn with all our guests today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julia. And it's a pleasure to talk about AI, being a person working in AI. So this is a little bit about myself. I Apologize. The picture is not good. I was there in the mountains that day. But yeah, so I aspire to develop and deploy Jarvis. You might have known from Iron Man movie. I want to do that completely, which are so autonomous that they can build other machines, they can build other Jarvises. So this is my dream. I'm stepping up the ladder step by step, but it's a little far from here, but I'll soon get to that. About my previous experience, I taught R language for biostatistics, and I was a data science researcher, and I was also a NLP researcher for 2 startups. And I've also worked with more than 5 startups. And right now I'm working as a machine learning software engineer and in a startup itself. And I have completed my master's in AI and computer applications, and I did my bachelor's in science, focusing on mathematics, physics, and computer science. I do have a big passion for mathematics since I was born. And a little bit about my experience, what I have touched in the domain of AI or machine learning. So I'll start with the finance. I have some experiences with CAPM methodologies, how to manage portfolios with AI, and how to understand the return on investment in finance sector. And again in finance, but not core finance, it's more of a fintech. So I worked with how to analyze financial documents, how to parse those documents, how to extract uh, information from those documents precisely. And I have also worked with FinGPT. It's another form of ChatGPT, but it is mostly trained on financial data sets. And I have also worked with financial question answering and OCR. So OCR is a computer vision technique, which is a short form of optical character recognition. Basically, generally you see PDS, so it extracts that data into your system. Generally, we call them scanners. So it works on this technology. And I've also have diverse experience in healthcare, in aviation, and clinical imaging, and also in real estate domain. Now, the agenda is to tell you how AI has progressed so far, what it is current state, and what will be the future. I'm going to answer most of the questions that you have, and it's bear with me. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. You're going to see a lot of things. Please don't be overwhelmed with it, because it's not like you have to grasp everything right here. It'll take some time to understand all these things once you start, climbing up the ladder step by step. So here is about the progress of AI so far. Well, before telling you the progress, actually, let me tell what kind of AI or machine learning algorithms or coding languages or codes there are in AI. So first of all, there are basic 3 building blocks in AI. First is supervised, second is unsupervised, and third is reinforcement learning. So in supervised learning, think of this like teaching a student with a textbook that has all the answers. We show the AI lots of examples where we already know the right answer. Like it's this email is spam, or this is a picture of cat. The AI learns to recognize patterns and make predictions based on these examples. About the unsupervised learning, it's like asking AI to organize a messy closet without telling it how to do it. It looks for patterns, groups like arranging t-shirts in one, arranging in pants in one, arranging shoes in one section. So it understands the pattern, like these 2 shoes, one is Nike, one is Puma. These 2 are shoes, right? So it understands that pattern, and that it will, organize it for you. And in reinforcement learning, it's like, imagine teaching a dog new tricks. You reward a good behavior, and the dog learns what to do. Similarly, the AI learns by trying things out and getting feedback on whether its action were good or not. And the second, I mean, we'll next move on to optimizations and linear programming and non-linear programming, where don't be overwhelmed about this. It is just like optimizing some things about these first three topics. So it's like finding the best route on a map. It's about making the smartest decisions, like setting the right price for the hotel room or making the most out of the money. About the symbolic AI, think of this as giving the AI a rule book. It uses logical rules like if else things, if this happens or this happens, do this, else do this. So it's kind of like if else things. And Bayesian belief networks, it works on the Bayesian statistics. And so this is like a detective piecing together clues. It combines different pieces of information to make educated guesses. It's more like a parallel thinking and graphical models. So it's like imagine a kind of a spider web, a web of connections. This is used to understand how things are related to each other in a like a social media network. Now let's look at the growth in complexity over time. So here is a graph on the left, which is broken. I don't know why, but yeah. There's a supporting table on the right side, which says algorithms. What are the algorithms we have? What are those weights? Weight is not like grams or kilograms. It's just like number of neurons present. You might have heard that human brain has small cells interconnected, which are called neurons. So we are talking about those. And we are mixing statistics, we are mixing models, we are mixing algorithms in that to identify the number of neurons it can possibly have. So I have a small addition here, fruit fly, which has almost 150,000 neurons in it, which is pretty good for a small fly. And then we have LSTM. LSTM is more used in natural language processing. BERT again is a kind of a brother of ChatGPT, and we have ChatGPT 2, which was there in 2019, which these a lot of number of neurons in that, and right now we have ChatGPT 4 with tremendous amount of neurons. I can't even count these numbers. So moving on to the next one, which is the embedding. Okay, so before diving deeper into it, let's just first understand what embedding is. So in natural language processing, a word embedding is a representation of a word. The embedding is used in text analysis. Typically, the representation is a real valued vector. So a vector is nothing but a linear form of numbers enclosed in brackets. And all these numbers together just represent one single point in a blank space. And yeah, so if you look like there's an example on the left side. So China and Beijing, these are related. These are nouns. These represent a kind of a landmark. So initially, before word to vec, this is a algorithm in NLP, which came out in 2013. But before that, each word is represented as a single number. So if we have more, like for example, 10,000 words in a document, we have 10,000 numbers in a document, in one document itself. But they are not just one document. We have hundreds of thousands or millions of documents. So you can't even multiply those in big numbers. And now after this paper, we have one word represent to one single point in 256 dimensions. 256 dimension meaning it's just vast. I mean, even I can't, being a professional in this field, I can't even imagine that. But we work on mathematics, as I said, that's my passion. And that's how we figure out. So a basic example of embedding is, think about water. water is associated with beverage, is associated with juice, associated with tea or soup or ocean or moisture. So if you think about before word to vec, what it's going to be, water is single word. It has its own number. Beverage will have its own number. All of these words will have their own numbers. But right now they are just 1 point after that research on word to vec. They are just 1 point. So we reduced a lot of amount of space and we increased the performance of systems and algorithms. So it's not just everything is just good about AI, it's also bad about AI. These are just the news articles that are there. And so Amazon's recognition software, it has bias in it. So remember, in the field of AI, whatever data you pick to train a model or to train a baby model, it will be trained on that data. That's logical. If that data is biased, for example, if that data only talks about cats, then the model will only know about cats. It can't figure out if there is a dog in it. So we need to make sure whenever we are training, whenever we are building anything, this is a basic concept of machine learning, that we have to reduce the bias in learning of a machine learning model. Similar to this. So here, these are the emergent properties of AI. These are fascinating new features that show up in systems, even though we didn't explicitly design for them. I mean, let's start with a definition from Wikipedia. So Wikipedia says that an emergent algorithm exhibits complex behaviors that arise from simpler building blocks. Think of it like how a flock of birds creates complex patterns altogether. Well, they achieve predictable global effects. They don't need comparable view of systems. There's no central control, and they are self-stabilizing. Now look at the real world example in the early 1990s. The researchers were training a neural network, and it's like thousands of networks combined with some connection in it. And look at these wireframe cubes. As humans, we struggle to decide which point is in front. Even if I look this way, I see both of these cubes differently when I see that front is written on each side of it. So even humans have some errors in that, and we call it human errors in the field of machine learning. Well, let's talk about what it is now. So this is a funny picture here that I have. And so let's take a look at this. And this is the current situation. Trust me, I'm working in this field, and I deal with all kind of these issues that people have. Even executive people do have the same issues. Everyone is just keeping, talking about how ChatGPT will take over their business, their company, their innovation, or their idea. It's not really that. It is about it is a small thing. It's a small tool where you want to use it, and it will then ease your work in completing or accomplishing that task. Next, let's look out some state-of-the-art places to check for. So first of all, I have mentioned here so this slide will also have some important links where you want to learn more, where you want to dive deeper into the realm of AI, and where if you want to see yourself like coding in AI fields and helping to solve real world businesses and problems, you can definitely go with these. And these are trusted links and names as well. So here I have this link called Papers with Code. It basically does an amazing job in analyzing different algorithms, different piece of code, that are being used on same data set. That is a kind of a basis of comparison. And here you can look at like how AI is used in medical, in time series, in graphs, in speech, and everything. And so these are my best places. So if I were you, I would just save it or take a screenshot of it, because these are the places that helps me to resolve all the questions that I have in any part of my knowledge, or any part of my education, or any part of my problem solving situations. I go with these links. These are a lot of links, but my favorite is 3 blue 1 brown, as I mentioned on the right side bottom. This is a YouTube channel that helps you visualize mathematics, and this is one of the greatest, I would say, YouTube channel that helped me to understand the nitty gritty of machine learning algorithms and using mathematics with it. Now moving on, some creative things. So this is at present, you can just write some text and you can generate any image you want. So there's a funny example. I was looking for Einstein. I'm so inspired by Einstein. I'm also a fan of his hairstyle. I can't do it right now, but yeah, I did it with teddy bears. So teddy bears mixing sparkling chemicals as mad scientists in a steampunk style. The image looks really cool and it really makes sense. So we have come this far that we can just write something and image will pop up for that. And the tool that is used for this one, and it is open source, you can also use that. But the tool is DAL E2, which is provided by OpenAI, the same company which also provides ChatGPT. Some more examples of this is like here, so a vibrant portrait of Salvador Dali with half of its robotic face, and an explosion of nebula depicted as a corgi's head and a funny dolphin in space. And this is also another advancement that we have. This is the latest cutting edge technology, which converts text into an image. So please, let's do one thing. If you can see this video, please write in the chat. Are you able to see this video? Is it good? So it was just simple text that I had, and I wrote it, and it gave me this video. So see how cool it is. You can just play around. When you want to know more about this, how does it actually work? Then you have to get your hands dirty with coding and AI theories. Okay, so don't read this. This is complex, but let me explain it in simple terms. Imagine you have a huge library of books, but instead of organizing them by title or author, you turn each book into a specific code. Simple, right? And generally this code is called embedding, as we previously discussed. Now, Pinecone, which is an open source data storage provider where you can store some data sets, it acts like a smart librarian for you. When you ask a question, it doesn't even read a book. Instead, it looks for your question code and quickly finds the book with similar codes. It's like finding a book on the same topic, but much faster. So this is really useful for checking facts with AI instead of the AI guessing it. And it uses a lot more further complexities in it. But let's just not go in deep into that. So there's one more here. Another advancement in speech analysis and speech recognition, we have Microsoft's new AI that can simulate anyone's voice, from a 3-second sample. So you might have heard about new. I'm also on our Instagram, so I just scroll reels and I find like, oh, Snoop Dogg is singing Eminem's song, which is really cool. But I wanted to find out how it is possible. So this is done by speech analysis, and the tool that is I don't know if it is open source or not, but the tool that is used by Microsoft is called Wall-E. Started with voice. And ChatGPT can also solve difficult exams. I have seen Suits on Netflix. They are really good in legal matters, and I was thinking there must be a solution. There must be a L or large language model, or there must be an algorithm which actually can understand or can remember all of the books. And here it is. We have ChatGPT 4 that does it all. If you see about like the bar exam marks of ChatGPT 4, it's like 90th percentile. And it has solved every piece of these examinations, and numbers are in front of you. It's really cool. It can do all of these things. Moving on to next. So this is ChatGPT 4 3-shot accuracy. So I'll explain what this means exactly. So 3-shot means you give 3 examples, then you ask the ChatGPT to analyze these answers and answer your query the way those answers were written. That's why it is called 3-shot. You provide 3 answers, the 3 examples, and you then put a question in front of the ChatGPT. So MMLU is basically kind of an evaluation task. It is called measuring massive multitask language. Understanding is kind of a benchmark for evaluating the capabilities of large language models. It consists of more than 16,000 multiple choice questions spanning over 57 academic subjects, including mathematics, philosophy, law, medicine, psychology, all of these things. So here is about the LLM evolution in a short time. So LLM means large language models, means something like ChatGPT. So we have, think of it as a tree. All of these words that you see, these are researches. As I mentioned, if the bottom word is Word2Vec, like I told you, like this is 2013 research that came up. And similarly, Glove is another research that came up. And all of these, which are in gray color, they are open source, and which are just the borderlines on the right side, basically, they are not open source. They are built by companies and they use them internally. Here, this is the latest advancement in the field of AI. This is called Llama 3, and it is amazing LLM so far. And fun fact is, I've also built a project with Llama 3 a few days back. It was a hackathon, international hackathon. So these are basically new researches that are going on. And if you look on the bottom left, we have model sizes. So as I mentioned, like weights are nothing but number of neurons present in it, or how the more number of neurons there are, the more complex calculations can be done by algorithm. So we have ranges like 70 billion, 34 billion, 13 billion, or 7 billion. So these are the current advancements that are going on. Yeah. So let's dive a little bit deeper into Llama 3. The reason why I'm going deeper into Llama 3 is because it's a cutting edge research, and it is still people are trying to incorporate this into their business. So a lot of studies are going on so far, and there's an image on the right side which says if there is a competition between Llama 2 and ChatGPT 3, who will win and what are the chances? So most of the times Llama 3 or Llama 2 wins, and they are better than other open source models that we are having. As I mentioned, I'll go deeper into the Llama 3 details. So here, these are the numbers. So Llama 3 70 billion instruct. Instruct is nothing but it works on instructions. That's it. I mean, the one that we use like ChatGPT, you basically give them instructions to solve certain query of yours, and it basically takes on from there. So Claude Sonnet is again similar to ChatGPT we have, and it is amazing. If you want to solve your coding tasks, it is really amazing in that, and it has a proven track record in it. And let's talk about Llama variants. And Llama 3.1 is released a few days ago, and it is pretty massive, and it is way better than ChatGPT. I don't know if you can really use it open source, but this is really a cutting edge research that is going on so far. So about the constitutional AI, I mean, the ethics and rules of the AI. So it's funny to me that Anthropic, which built Claude, as I mentioned, it is really good in programming, was founded by a group of people who left OpenAI. So these mergers, these flow of employees and researchers is a common thing. And it is working better than OpenAI. And so if you see, like, there's a phrase here, second point, reinforcement learning with AI feedback. So if you have heavily used ChatGPT, sometimes you might see, like, when you put some question, there are two responses, one on the left, one on the right. And it asks you, which one is better? Do you like the left response, or do you like the right response? So this is how we humans are in the loop as well. We are also training the ChatGPT while using it. It's really amazing that you can do all these things, and even AI can teach other AI. So it's kind of a really helpful graph on the right side that we have. With the chain of thought, we tend to increase harmlessness when we know, like, okay, we have to think this, and we have to be cautious about these things, then it goes somewhere else. And if there's standard reinforcement learning with human feedback, so this is RLHF, meaning that when sometimes even humans don't understand some things. So as I mentioned, this is called human error, and this is completely fine. It happens all the time. So the reason why it is going down is because the AI is only about words and numbers. It can only understand those words and numbers. It can't understand your intent while you're putting it. So here, some of the future thing. I guess you know this guy. This guy recently shook hands with Microsoft. Yeah. So his name is Sam Altman. He is the founder of OpenAI, and he is CEO of OpenAI as well. And he announced that there will be a ChatGPT 5 coming up, which is far better than ChatGPT 4 and 4.0, which makes me realize that once we have started building LLMs, and it was in 2022, I guess 23. Since then, everything is going so fast. I mean, it's really fast, because if right now, every second, we have hundreds and thousands of research papers being published all over the world, specifically in AI, or specifically in large language model. They're trying to solve different problems. It's so fast, and that is why it is right now, it is the best time to learn all these things, because we are in the middle of evolution. So this is not so pretty picture, but this is the heart of every LLM. This is the heart. This is what happens inside ChatGPT. So this is a basic, a transparent look for you guys, but when you code it, it can go like 500, 600, or 1000 lines of code. But trust me, those are easy, not that difficult. Let's talk about some future of it. Again, there's one funny picture here. So how do you get budget approval for all this? So I just told them the name of the project. That is what is happening here. People just tell that I'm building LLM for healthcare. I'm building LLM to understand if a patient will will get this disease in 5 years from now by just looking at how he talks. It's a big talk, but people are actually working on this. So a short-term impact of evolution, or you maybe call a revolution of economy. So McKinsey Digital said that the next productivity frontier would be generative AI, and that could that could add equivalent to 2.6 trillion and 4.4 trillion annually across the globe. And it's tremendous. It is really fast paced that everyone is just fighting. Every startup that is coming up right now, they are just fighting, and they are just in a hurry to implement large language model as soon as possible, even if they don't know how to do it. Well, this is how, basically, if you might have not heard about like ChatGPT, you might have not used ChatGPT, this is how it looks. So basically there will be a question on the top and you'll get some answer on the bottom. But this slide is not that. So will there not only be growing divide between people who are more versus less educated? Well, let's understand it. ChatGPT did help us, but it also made us lazy. We can complete some task by just texting ChatGPT and getting answer from that, and yeah, I did it. But that's not really it. The reason why I'm saying this is because it is also important to learn these things, because this is the future. You 5 years from now, you might be working on this, and then you realize it. Yeah, I mean, this thing is really supposed to be understood. That is why uh, people are so going towards AI. They want to learn AI. What is AI? So all of this hurry is just because of this. And I did some thinking. These are not actual facts, but I I think these are the timelines for these. So Internet of Things is, again, it's not new. It has been there in the market for a pretty long time, and even people are trying to you know customize those IoTs and add AI in that. You might have seen some cleaners in house which can automatically clean your floor and goes back to charging ports. So I'll give you one thing. So the way they works is there is an algorithm which works in the back, and that algorithm is known as Dijkstra algorithm, which is also used by Google Maps to find the best routes. I forgot one thing, and that's my favorite part: quantum computing. So quantum computing works on qubits. So if you know that electricity or anything right now works on binary bits, meaning 0 or 1, if electricity is coming or not. So this is what is current. This is the current scenario. But when we go to quantum realm, there are not there are no two things. There are no 0 and 1. There can be multiple possibilities of one atom to be in a place. It's a basic of quantum computing. And in 2 to 5 years, where we see is uh, one thing that you might have also noticed, that there is something called Neuralink. It's a Elon Musk startup that they put chips inside human brains, and they expand thinking horizons for humans. So in terms of service industries, there can be chatbots. When you generally open any website, you can chat with AI assistants. These are the ones, and it can also be helpful in knowledge bases. They can be also used in political campaigns, biology and chemistry research, or language understanding as well. And when you combine quantum and AI, you open up another realm which is as complex as AI itself. And there can be autonomous vehicles. You might have known that Google has the way Google captures the images of sites by using their autonomous cars. They are totally driverless cars. So that will be the future, and we'll also be seeing some more advancement in text to image or text to video. And right now, Hollywood is facing this issue that a couple of directors and producers, they just buy AI and they create whole film by just writing the prompts. They don't even need actors in that. And all the dialogues will be there, all the voices will be there, the video itself will be there. In 2 to 5 years, as I said, there is something called Neuralink, and this is something like that. So this is called neuromorphic computing, which is an approach to compute, which is inspired by the structure and functions of the brain. They try to basically create the brain of humans by using programming languages. See how cool it is. Everyone is just fighting for it. In 2 to 5 years, people already started talking about artificial general intelligence, which basically means that they are trying to mimic human brain functions. The way I'm saying these things while looking at few words and trying to extrapolate some things and telling in real time, this is general intelligence, and they can do it artificially. So this is what exactly this means. So AI in 10 years, well, this is a really long leap. I never think much, because the more I think, the more, the more worried I get, because the way we are moving towards AI and implementing AI, I don't know by how people will react in a few years. So here are some myths and facts. There are some myths like super intelligence by 2100, which is inevitable, like Terminators or Transformers. Well, it may happen in decades, centuries, or never. AI experts disagree, and we don't simply know it because it didn't happen. And AI will turn evil, or AI turning conscious. Well, this happened. This happened for once. There is a story about Facebook. They haven't. Most of the people don't know about it, but they have two systems, two AI placed, and they started talking to each other in normal English language. But after a few minutes, they devise their own language, and they are being cruel about humanity, and they dropped this plan as soon as Facebook researchers got to realize it. So these things do happen. They already happened, but no one knew about it, and it didn't affect. So these things do happen, and they can happen. Couple of more myths, like machines can't have goals. Well, if you put AI is just like arrow. You have to aim it in some certain place. If you want to get through that, you aim in that position and you'll get it. It's not like they can do it by themselves. AI can't control humans. They really can't. They can control animals, but they can't control humans, because we made them. And trust me, this is the same when father says to a son or daughter that You can't beat me. Whenever you lie, I already know it. You're lying. So a bit more hypothetical statements here, that despite all the hype and excitement, people still aren't grokking the full impact of the coming wave of AI. Within the next 10 years, most cognitive manual labor is going to be carried by AI systems. So these are like impossibilities. I also thought that instead of just giving you some possibilities, I'll also tell you some impossibilities so that you are, you are good enough to answer things to people when they ask you that, oh, you're working in AI, and so I'm worried about AI taking us over. Well, it's not going to happen. So it's about that. Another, oh, these are long. These are really long. I didn't want to show it to you. Again, some really long things. These are too technical, so I don't want to be overwhelmed with all of this. And thank you so much for hearing me out, bearing with me, and looking at some good things about AI.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yash. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Awesome. So I mean that's a lot of a lot of information and it's very interesting too. I mean I want to see pluses in the chat. Did you learn something new today? Put plus in the chat. I see Nicole, Diane, Michael, they're saying this was great. Thank you so much. And this is just the beginning. He knows much more. But it was very like very knowledgeable. I mean, you could tell that he knows what he's talking about. And I loved how you presented it, like with all of the facts and where we're going, and so it's I mean it's a perfect timing to learn more, with the facts, the industry is gonna grow from like 8 billion to 203 billion. So you minds just do not miss this as opportunity. And I know it's a lot of information, but then faster you learn it, then better it's going to be for your future. So you wouldn't be catch up with surprises of technologies. If you are in an industry like Yash is, you could see where the world is going, and being prepared is probably the best solution for nowadays. And so I want to see if anyone has questions. You got lots of response from, like, I see Anna, Mary, Jesse, everyone is saying thank you, muchas gracias. Someone even said it in Spanish. So here is the question from Nicole, who joined us from New York today. Do you have any recommendations on how we can further delve into the field? What would be your
perfect.
recommendations?
That's amazing question. I remember I asked myself
Thank you,
this.
Nicole.
Yeah. Thanks, Nicole, for reminding me my past. That a few years back, I also asked this question to myself, that how to even go deeper into it, because no one else knew what I'm asking at that time, and most of my friends didn't know that, and most of my friends were working on the front end, which is like representing a website, which is not my thing. I want to delve deeper into all of these things. So first thing first, that all of this comes with mathematics. All of this comes with a theory or understanding of complex mathematics. So I would say, if you want to delve deeper into it, first you need to have that kind of weapons that you can use to fight theory of machine learning, which is simply mathematics. And it's not like normal mathematics or statistics or probability. It's like linear algebra or linear calculations, or matrix calculations, vector calculations. As I mentioned, if you want to see mathematics, I mean, if you want to visualize mathematics, uh, there's a YouTube uh, uh, page which is called like 3 Blue 1 Brown, which is really amazing, and it taught me a lot of things, and it gave me those weapons that I can use to understand anything about machine learning, and literally believe me in this, that after watching that video, I've seen all of these videos multiple times. After watching all of these, even for twice, I found myself that everything is so simple. It's just we have to visualize what are we getting. Once you understand it, everything is in your hands. And other than that, there are a lot of blogs coming out daily. There's something called Medium, which also has a blog series. There's also called Towards Data Science. You can learn about things. And whenever you don't get anything, just move a step back, think, why are you doing this? And think about, what can be smallest element to understand this. That will be the tools. I know this is not, you might not be looking at, you might be looking at, he'll tell you some codes, where to get some codes. It's not like that. It's really simple.
Wow, what a great answer. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, so I heard the saying someone said, you eat elephant in pieces, right? So it's like it feels overwhelming, but like little by little, with the right mentorship, you can figure things out. I got another question from Felix. Can you recommend a roadmap to learn in time? Because prompt engineering, other GPT, generative AI already outperformed mid-range of experienced programmers. That's a good question
That's
too.
that's really good question.
Thank you, Felix.
I still ask myself this question though. Uh, it's not about time actually. So there is something. So he's my mentor, and he's my I want to be that guy. So his name is called Andrew Ng. You might have seen in Coursera. So he's a brainy guy in AI field, and there is nothing about learning in time. You have to learn. It's a matter of how deeply you understand the facts, how deeply you understand how to do it. If you understand it, even with 3 months of experience, people will hire you. You'll get a job. Point is, you should know what you are doing, how to do it, and you may not even imagine that you just thought of an business idea and you created your own startup.
Yeah, that's great. Diane is asking any advice on how to find a mentor if you are new to the field. And I think it's a great question because we're going to transition into the special offer I mentioned to you earlier. And it's all about having a right mentor, so that's why I love that question. Thank you so much, Diane. And do you want to share a few words about it before we dive in a offer?
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm 3 years back. I was new to this field. I was in your positions. I was like, I'm asking some questions. Nobody is answering me that. I was questioning
Mhm.
myself. Am I really asking good questions, or do my questions really make sense? So then I found out like the best mentor is search engines, is Google, is right now ChatGPT and Perplexity. This is what you have. You have everything. You have everything in your hands. And if you get a guidance of some people who really been through this stage, who really understand this, who knows what you're talking about, and that's the most important thing I would say, along with these search engines. And I think Julia has some contacts in that field.
Yeah, so that's why we created this platform and this course, so you would have the mentors and experts like Yash who could share the knowledge because he works in the industry. So he says we always see, like Nicole said, it's developing so rapidly, and she said that she it would be great to learn about the different concepts in a more consolidated place, and so that's why in our course we created a small groups where you can discuss it, where you can learn. where it's not going to be a lecture with 100 students where there's no way your questions to be answered. And that's what makes our school different. We create a small group, no more than 20 people, sometimes it's even less, where the instructor has or expert who we bring in can actually step by step mentor you and help you to get the knowledge, which will help you to be successful in the industry. And Felix is saying maybe we need more learn project analysis and how to ask questions, create proper prompts to open AI and GP chat. That's a good comment. Thank you so much, Felix. Yeah, and that's why we created this program, which can help you, to actually have practical homework where you applying the knowledge, where it's not just theoretical part, but where he can give you some exercises where you actually apply that knowledge, where you create the prompt and then you see how it works for you. And then if you have questions or you need to edit some, you have an expert who kind of guides you with the next process. And so let's move a little bit with our slides, and I want to show you what we prepared for you. And I think that I would be asking myself the question, can I become a machine learning engineer after seeing all of it, And I believe that not even having background in IT, I would say yes, because, you have to have a desire to learn. And in my life, I always invest into mentorship and people who are experts. And that's why I see so much value in having a program or sort of like a boot camp where you have mentors and you have people who are learning together with you. In this case, you encourage each other and you grow together, you know. And I saw your comment, Felix. We can't be juniors anymore, photographers. It's time to get into the industry and get serious, become not just a artist or someone else, but become a machine learning engineer because you see what Yash showed us where AI is taking us in 5 or 10 years. If you don't get into the industry right now, you will be so behind. What if the challenge like COVID happens again? And you don't have that flexibility, you don't have that skill set, then you're going to face the challenges which you don't need to face if you're prepared. And I love one of my mentors, John Maxwell. He says, success is when preparation meets opportunity. It's a great opportunity. And we can help you to get prepared so you would be successful in the field. And when challenges come, you're prepared. You're not scared. There will be no surprises, but you know how to apply the knowledge you received during the program. And it actually very rewarding too. And I want to show you the next slide with the average, salaries which machine learning engineers earn. Just the junior, they're making over $100,000 a year, and there is a room to grow. You can be making over 250, and considering the fact that the industry is going to be by 2030 over $200 billion, it's a great opportunity. And so if you go to college and spend, let's say, $100,000 a year for the next 4 years, your investment would be over $400,000. And then not everyone is even using their diplomas. Some people have to uh, change their qualification. And here we prepared a 6 month program to become a machine learning engineer. And once you get the job, you probably return your investment within the few months and you will make in over six figures income straight away. You like check the doctors, it takes them a while to get to this kind of income, and I wanted to show it to you. And on the next slide, I'll show you the average, income. Indeed, everybody knows this source, $161,000 a year. That's a base salary for machine learning engineer. It's great statistics, and it's never been a better time to get in, because if you wait another 6 months or let's say a year, it's going to be harder for you to get in because they're already, the market is already will be filled with professionals, and it's going to be some competition. So it's better to get in right now and then 6 months down the road, you already have a knowledge which you can apply. Who would agree with me? Say, like, put plus in the chat. I want to see. And let me see someone else ask something. Uh, we all can learn anything at any time. That's correct, Yash. Can I start this field realistically if I in retirement age, but still have sharp mind and willingness to learn? Let's ask Yash. You are an expert. What would you answer to Felix? Is age
Uh,
matters?
no, no, no age.
Hmm.
Age is not a number. Uh,
I
well,
agree.
I still know that few months back, my grandma approached me and she was like, everyone is just keep talking about what machine learning, AI, it's gonna be like some robot taking us over. I was like,
Mhm.
no, it's really simple. Just look at ChatGPT, and now she sends me songs written by ChatGPT, and she know all this thing. So there is exactly
Wow.
no age to start learning anything. You can start learn anything in few days.
I agree with you. How old is your grandma?
My grandma is 80 plus.
Eh, See, I mean, I don't know how old are you, Felix, but age is just a number. If you put effort in it and you have right mentorship, and as I said, what makes us different is that we have a small group. So if you don't understand something, you can have help, and just be in an environment where everybody is learning, and it's very helpful. In the next slide, I wanted to show you what you will be learning. We kind of like mention it, and we are going to have 3 days with different experts from the field. And so we'll just be sharing more information with you, and then you can join our program. So I'm talking about developer Felix. Let me double check. He's saying I'm talking about developer roles. Still possible. Thanks. Yeah. Anything is possible for those who put effort in it, right? And so you will learn a lot of programs and how to build it. I was talking about one of our other experts in our program, and he said his favorite thing about machine learning is that it's very creative. So it's never boring. You're creating the models, you're learning, and I think that it's important, to be a part of learning something new when you're creating it. And do you have to pay for 6 month program? Yes. Thank you so much for the Nicole for your question. Let me share the next slide with a special offer we prepared for you. And so besides the program, we're starting on August 6th. It's going to be 6 months program. There is an investment for this program, but we don't include just the knowledge you will receive. We also help you with resume, with internship. You will learn it practice. We'll have 3 classes a week. If for some reason the time doesn't work out, we do record it so you could rewatch it. Because I know that if you're in New York or Eastern time, it might be challenging to watch it later evening. But you can always rewatch it and uh, ask questions because the group is small, so we have enough attention to everyone. And so on the next slide, I think it's the next one where I can show the offer. So the classes are 3 times a week. It's 1 hour per class, and the program is 6 months. So it's 7 p.m. Pacific time. So for Eastern, it's going to be about 10 p.m. And Saturday, it's about 1 p.m. on Eastern time. So if it doesn't work for you, then you can watch the recording in more convenient time for you, and then ask questions for like you can. We'll have a group for the students where you can communicate. And so in the next slide, I want to show you the offer we prepared for each person who joins our program. And if you can help me to move forward, here you go. Yeah, so usually this program would range from 6,500 to $15,000. And for everyone who joined us at the webinar, we give you a special offer of 5,999. And this includes 6 months of learning. plus help with resume, mock interviews, internship. So pretty much everything you need to be successful in this field. And if you want, you can scan this QR code and leave your information so we could consider if you need help with some payment options, or if you would like to ask any other questions, or maybe you want to go through all curriculum of all the instruments you will be learning. And as I mentioned, it is a great opportunity, but you have to be prepared for the challenges which are coming for the next years. I mean, especially when Yash mentioned that, you know, those statistics. I mean, 50, 100 years, it was scary, but even in 2 and 5 years, all that technologies and microchips they're going to be inventing, you got to be prepared, so you wouldn't be surprised. So you might just, nothing is going to change the growth of technologies. You might just take this opportunity and, you know, monetize on it, learn it, and be prepared if everything goes to AI, you better be in this field and have the stability and the lifestyle you deserve. The biggest difference between successful and not successful people is that successful people, they just have more opportunities and they have more choices they can make. And we all have 24 hours a day, and we are responsible on how we use it, our potential. And so I want to encourage each of you who stayed with us till the end, use this opportunity, scan this QR code, and join our program. So 6 months down the road, you would be in totally different position. You would feel more confident. And when you hear the words like AI or GP chat prompts or something, you wouldn't be scared, but you would know what it is and you know how to make money with it. And so we're starting on August 6th. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, I'm going to have few other experts who are also in the field and will be sharing more knowledge. And we'll give you this opportunity to join our program. And the course is 6 months, 3 times a week, 1 hour per each class. And as I mentioned, we include mentorship session, mock interviews, interview coaching, resume building, pretty much everything. So by the time you complete the program, you'll have completed projects. It's not going to be empty resume. So you would be able to get the job. And usually with the market blooming like it is right now, it takes 2 to 3 months for our students to get the job. And considering the market that you could be making over $100,000 a year, you usually return your investment pretty fast. And so I want to encourage you to invest in yourself. Let's give them an opportunity to scan the QR code one more time. Let's return to that slide with the QR code. If you didn't scan it yet, I encourage you to do that. And so Diane is asking, is it fair to ask, how do we know this is not a scam? I mean, just it's very interesting question. You can do a due diligence, check more information about our company. You can watch the reviews, and you will know that this is not our first rodeo. We've been on the market since 2016, and we have over 3,500 students who are just in America we help to find the jobs. And so, of course, we can't just promise you that if you don't show up and don't learn, you'll be making $110,000. We expect you as a students to put effort into learning, into visiting the classes, being active student, and then we help you with mentorship. We talked a lot today about how important to have a right mentor and who works in the industry who can help you to learn it. And considering market research, it's a great opportunity, and so, but there are a lot of opportunities on the market right now, but you got to choose the one which will help you to grow. And this is one of them, considering what's happening on the market. So I hope you will do some Ask a Copilot. It will give you info about. Thanks, Felix. That's a great comment. So I want to thank everyone who joined us today, and I hope you will become one of our students. And you will become one of our success stories as well, because our goal is to help you to succeed. And that's why we develop. You're welcome, Diane. That's why we developed this program. And we are even more interested in your success than you are, because this is our reputation. And the best part about helping our students to achieve their goals is that when, like that example I shared in the beginning, one of our students who started as a truck driver, now he works in IT industry. He finished one of our programs, and he's got flexibility in time with his family. And you can't put price tag on that. And we're not talking about hundreds of millions of dollars investment. We're talking about 5,999, which you return in a few months after you got the job and completed the program. I'll give you another example. A few years ago, I had to start a company, and I invested $150,000 into my project. And how long do you think it took me to return my investment? 3 years. And so here, I mean, you investing 5,999 and your ROI is much faster. And the skills that you get, no one can take it away from you. This is something you can develop into your future career and have a totally different lifestyle. And considering the times we're living in, you have to have flexibility, and you have to have a stable stream of income which will allow you to have stability. And so I hope you all make the right decision. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you, Yash. It was a wonderful presentation. I learned so many new things, and I'm excited about each of you. Do not miss in this opportunity and take it, be in charge of your future. Make your future the way you deserve it, where you wake up and you're happy to wake up and you're happy to enjoy the lifestyle you created. And I think that might be a great vehicle for you to get there. So I hope you enjoy your evening. Thank you again for being with us. And if you would like to join us tomorrow for our next meeting with the next expert, you're more than welcome to join us, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you again, Yash. It was a wonderful presentation. Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And I think we can stop the recording, and have a wonderful